Didn't see you there. I'm just messing around with this whole thing. Let me tell you about it. Alright guys, today I am talking about the AirTurn Duo Bluetooth page turner pedal device. This thing. If you're a gigging musician, you already know the importance of having an iPad to organize all your charts, notes, and sheet music. Let's see, I think it was on page 35? Yeah. I don't, let me see, page 35, I got that. Great. If you don't use an iPad to organize your sheet music, I gotta give it to you. You probably also drive a steam engine to gigs. Respect, man. Respect. Now, back to the iPad. So, the iPad is great because you can carry all your sheet music with you all the time. I personally use this thing all the time. Now, what's the only thing that could make this thing better? Not having to turn pages. iPad, meet AirTurn. You guys are gonna be best friends. This works pretty much exactly as you'd expect. Using Bluetooth, you pair these two together, and you use the corresponding pedals on here to turn the page either forward or backward. To test this out, I took it to a few gigs. First, I took it to an outdoor gig. Here I used maybe what's the most popular iPad sheet music app, Fourscore. The AirTurn worked great and did exactly what I needed to do. Turn pages for me. There's a split-second delay between when you press the pedal and when it turns the page, but it's not enough to bother me. At first, when I started using this Bluetooth pedal, I thought to myself, really? Isn't this a bit much? Do I really need something to turn pages for me? How lazy am I? Hashtag first world problems? Hashtag please. But I gotta tell you, the more I used it, the more I loved it. I'm used to just tapping it in order to change the pages, but once you get used to it, it's like a dream. Next, I took it to church. I took it to a church gig. For this, I used the Planning Center Music Stand app. It worked great. The AirTurn supports a ton of apps, so if you're wondering, is it gonna support my favorite app? Yes. You know what? Here's a list of all the supported apps. Next, I took it to a top 40 gig. I also used Fourscore for this, but I discovered two things that you should probably know about. So when I play in the top 40 band, we do things a little bit differently. Instead of like at the church gig, where every song is predetermined and we know exactly what comes next, with the cover band it's a little bit different. I'm staring at a master song list of all the songs, and I pick the next song depending on how the crowd is feeling. This presented two problems for me. For one, if you're trying to turn pages rapidly and you want to flip through quickly, you can only tap this thing so fast. I kept tapping it quickly and it would only register as one tap. This isn't a huge deal once you get used to it, but just something you should be aware of. Second, the way this thing pairs with your iPad is technically as a Bluetooth keyboard. Now, for most situations, that's not an issue at all. At the church and at the outdoor gig, I know exactly what song is coming up next, so all I have to do is tap next once. But with the top 40 band, I have no idea what's coming next. I either have to tap really quickly, which as we already discussed is a bit of an issue, faster. Or I have to search within Fourscore for the chart that I need. But, because this is technically a Bluetooth keyboard, your iPad goes, I got it. I know you don't need an on-screen keyboard, but I do. To combat this, you either need to bend down and push a button, or do what I do, disable Bluetooth on your iPad, quickly search for the song you need, load it, turn your Bluetooth back on, and let your AirTurn repair. This is the only kind of bummer thing about the AirTurn. I understand why the limitation exists, it's just still a little bit of a bummer. It's not a deal breaker for me, I still love this thing, but it's the only thing I would change. AirTurn makes a few different models of these, depending on what works best for you. The most affordable one is the AirTurn PED. It's just like the one I reviewed, except it's a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, and it's all one piece. The AirTurn PED goes for $69. The AirTurn Duo is what I reviewed. This thing's a little more sturdy, but still has silent page turning. Check this out. Listen to that. You hear that? No, I didn't think so. Whoa. Did you hear that? Neither did I. But stepping on it doesn't give you that satisfying click. So if you're a guitar player, this'll take some getting used to. You can also detach the brain of this thing and put it in a bunch of different modes to make it as a Bluetooth remote, but let's be honest, you're not gonna do that. The AirTurn PED runs off a watch battery. The AirTurn Duo has a USB rechargeable battery built in. The Duo sells for $99. Now, if you want that satisfying click when you step down on it, you should go for the AirTurn STOMP kit. It's basically the brain of the Duo, but with 2 Boss foot switches attached. That sells for $139. Lastly, if you're a drummer, you can get the AirTurn Tap. It's basically like the Duo, except it's been designed specifically to be hit by drumsticks. It comes with a mount and sells for $149. Now, there's one other accessory that AirTurn makes that you should know about. It's a little crazy though. You can rig up a bite switch to your Bluetooth pedal so you don't even have to step on it. Yes, a bite switch, as in... At first I thought this was really weird, and honestly I still do. Way! But it makes a little more sense thinking about an organist turning pages. Their feet and their hands are occupied, so I guess it makes sense. Really, any instrumentalist that uses all of their limbs could benefit from this. So, organists, drummers, ooh, one-man bands. Oh, that guy who rides around on the bicycle while playing the piano at Disneyland? There's a bunch of different models depending on what you're looking for. All in all, I love this thing. I think it's a great accessory for your iPad. If you use an iPad or other tablet for sheet music, I think this is the perfect accessory.